话说了。
But you look at verse 2.
但是大家看第2节
It says, "Do preserve my soul, for I am a godly man. O thou my God, save thy servant who trusts in thee."
在第2节说：“求你保存我的性命，因我是虔诚人。我的神啊，求你拯救这倚靠你的仆人。”
I should mention the first verse there when he says, "O Lord, incline thine ear, O Lord, and answer me, for I am afflicted and needy." That's all he says.
在第1节我们也要读的是说：“耶和華，求你侧耳應允我，因我是贫苦窮乏的。”
You see, there isn't any specific need, but there is something that he is feeling in himself.
尽管大卫当时没有一个具体的需要，但是呢，他心里有一种感动，有一种感受。
He feels in himself there is a hopelessness to defend himself.
他在他内心的最深处，他意识到一点，他是完全的无助，来做什么？来保护自己，来护卫自己的。
You see, he is a godly man. He says that.
他知道他说我是个虔诚人。
He is God's servant.
而且他确实是神的仆人。
He trusts in God.
他信靠神。
But still, he senses that helplessness to be able to do anything that will bring satisfaction to his life.
但是他还是意识到、感受到一点，就是要让自己的心完全的得满足。在这个问题上，他是全然的无助，他没有能力去达到这个目的。
And so in verse 3, "Be gracious to me, O Lord, for to thee I cry all day long."
所以在第3节说：“主啊，求你怜悯我，因我终日求告你。”
See, so he cries out to God, "Be gracious to me. Show your grace."
所以他哭求神说：“主啊，求你怜悯我。”
What he is feeling causes him to cry out to God all day long.
那到底是什么原因使得大卫终日的求告这个神呢？
It keeps him in a continuous state of prayer.
到底是什么东西让他一直是处在一种祷告、向神祷告、求告、祈求的这么一种地步呢？
But then verse 4, make glad the soul of thy servant, for to thee, Lord, I lift up my soul.
第4节说：“主啊，求你使仆人心里欢喜，因为我的心仰望你。”
See, he's asking God, he says, Lord, he says, give me joy in my heart.
所以他实际上是在求耶和华说：“主啊，求你让我的心里有喜乐。”
David knows that true joy comes only from God.
大卫很清楚，真正的喜乐只能从耶和华而来。
Paul wrote the same thing to the church.
我们记得保罗也写了同样的东西给教会。
To the church in Galatia.
他在给哥罗西书的这个加拉太的教会的时候，他就写了。
The fruit of the Spirit is joy.
他曾经说，在哥罗西加拉太书里面，他说这个圣灵的果子，其中有一样是喜乐。
Galatians 5:22, you should know that.
在加拉太书的第5章22节，我们都知道是圣灵结的果子。
But now the reason he lifts up his soul is this, verse 5.
现在是这个他仰望主，是说求主给他喜乐的，在第5节。
For thou, Lord, art good and ready to forgive, and abundant in loving kindness to all who call upon thee.
第5节说：“主啊，你本为良善，乐意饶恕人，有丰盛的慈爱，赐给凡求告你的人。”
See, again, David bases his prayer on what he knows about God.
所以同样的，这个大卫求告的时候，他就是基于他对耶和华的认识。
In this verse, David expresses what he knows about God. He says it.
他这个在第5节，实际上大卫不但认识神，而且他在他的祷告里面把他说出来了。他认识的耶和华是怎么样的？
Thou, O Lord, art good and ready to forgive.
他说：“你本为良善，乐意饶恕人。”
David knows how all people are sinners.
大卫很清楚，每一个人都是罪人，
And they're always prone to sin.
而且每一个罪人都是有这个犯罪的本能。
And if God dealt with mankind as they deserve, we would have been destroyed long ago.
如果上帝照人罪而应得的报应我们的话，那没有一个人可以上天堂，这个人老早就灭绝了。
But and David knew that.
大卫很清楚这个人的光景。
But because we are still here, shows how God is abundant in loving kindness.
因为人类还在这个地上存在，所以呢，这本身就表示出神有丰盛的慈爱。
And he must be seeking out people for himself.
然后呢，他一定是耶和华是在寻找他自己所要拯救的人。
Because he shows loving kindness to any who call on him.
因为什么？第5节的后半节说，他有丰盛的慈爱赐给凡求告他的人。
You see, David realized that the fact that we're still alive here shows that God is showing his kindness and his love to us.
这个大卫很明白，很认识耶和华，他很清楚，就是耶和华在留我们，让我们尚存一口气息，因为他有丰盛的慈爱，他不但要拯救我们、赦免我们、饶恕我们，而且他要赐给凡求告他的人。
So David repeats his petition.
所以在后面一节，他又再次的重复他的这个祈求。
Verses 6 and 7.
第6、第7节。
Give ear, O Lord, to my prayer, and give heed to the voice of my supplications. In the day of my trouble I shall call upon thee, for thou wilt answer me.
他说，在第6节说，耶和华，求你留心听我的祷告，垂听我恳求的声音。我在患难之日要求告你，因为你必应允我。
David knew that it was possible for trouble to come to him.
大卫很清楚，他生命当中难免会有一些苦难。
He knew that he could not escape it.
他也知道他逃脱不了这些患难。
And so he was looking in the future. He said when it would come, he would be calling out to God, knowing that God would answer him.
所以大卫知道未来的日子当中，他还会充满各种各样的这个患难、苦难，所以他就跟耶和华说：“当我有遭难的日子，我就要向你求告，因为你必定要应允我。”
So here he makes the statement, "Give ear, O Lord, to my prayer."
所以他才说：“耶和华，求你留心听我的祷告。”
But then there was something more that had to be done.
当然，除这个还不是全部，他还有更多的事要做。
Well, no, I jumped too far. 8 to 10, 8 and 10.
我们来看8到10节。
There is no one like thee among the gods, O Lord, nor are there any works like thine. All nations whom thou hast made shall come and worship before thee, O Lord, and they shall glorify thy name, for thou art great and doest wondrous deeds. Thou alone art God.
在第8到第10节说：“主啊，诸神之中没有可比你的，你的作为也无可比。主啊，你所造的万民都要来敬拜你，他们也要荣耀你的名，因你为大，且行奇妙的事，唯独你是神。”
See, David then had to express God's greatness.
这个大卫要继续的表达这个他所认识的这个耶和华的这个大而可畏。
See, there is no God like him.
所以他说，在诸神中间没有任何一个可以比得上这个真神耶和华的。
And all nations, not only Israel, will testify to this fact.
不仅仅是以色列人，他所造的万民都要来见证耶和华的荣耀。
They will testify by worshiping him.
他们来见证耶和华的荣耀，是通过他们敬拜耶和华。
And this caused David to write, "Thou alone art God."
所以大卫最后得出一个结论说：唯独你是神。
And it's on the strength of understanding God like that that David was praying.
当大卫认识到耶和华是这样的时候，他很清楚他祷告的时候，祷告的对象是这么一个独一的真神。
But there was other stuff he wants to mention here, verses 11 to 13.
从第11到13节。
Teach me thy way, O Lord, I will walk in thy truth. Unite my heart to thee, to fear thy name. I will give thanks to thee, O Lord my God, with all my heart, and will glorify thy name forever.